Hi, this is Professor Miller with St. Petersburg College. Today we're going to cover the Word Resume project for the CGS 1100 class using Microsoft Office 2016. The skills we're going to cover are formatting a document by customizing the margins, the paper size, and the vertical alignment, improving the alignment and page layout by setting, using, and editing tab stops, applying indents to control the text alignment, enhancing the document with page numbers, headers, and footers, controlling pagination with page breaks or section breaks, using customized bulleted numbered lists to effectively present information, apply styles and themes to improve the consistency of the document, use find and replace to edit the document, and finally, improve the overall design of the document with border shading, horizontal lines, and hyperlinks. By opening and enabling editing to my Word document, I have completed steps 1 and 2. You can see that this is a basic resume that is 2 pages. We're going to start with step 3 and change the margins. Go to the Layout tab. All the way on the left is Margins. Click Custom Margins, and we're going to change the top to 0.75 by typing that in, the bottom to 0.75 by typing that in, the left to 1. You can either type it in or use the drop down arrow. Then we're going to click OK. Step 4, we're going to set a right tab stop. So scroll down to where it says Loomis, California, and click in the left margin. Go to the paragraph launcher, which is this little box in the lower right-hand corner of the paragraph on either the home or the layout. Down in the bottom left of that dialog box that comes up, click Tabs. Your tab stop position, and I'm going to move to page 2 of my instructions now. Your tab stop position is 6.5. We're not changing the default tab stop. The alignment is right, and the leader is the dashed leader, which is number 3. So tab stop position 6.5, alignment right, and leader 3. Click Set, then click OK. For step 5, we're going to apply the same formatting everywhere that we have the location and date. So I'm going to go back to the Home tab, and with that text still selected in the clipboard area, I'm going to double click on the Format Painter. This will turn the Format Painter on and copy the formatting of this text wherever I want to put it until I turn the Format Painter off. I go down to Winters, California, and I click in the left margin next to it. I go down to Winters, California under Teaching Internship and click in the left margin next to it. Chico, California in the Education section. And just to double check, I think that's it, and it is. So I unclick the Format Painter so that it's turned off, and we will move on to step 6. Go down to page 2 of your document and select all the text below references. What we're going to do here is remove the tab stop that's already here and put in a new tab stop. So in the paragraph box, I want you to get that paragraph launcher, the dialog launcher in the lower right-hand corner. Again, go down to Tabs. Clear all to get rid of the tabs that are already there. Put in a tab stop position of 3.75. We're not changing the default tab stop. We're not changing the alignment, which is left. We're not changing the leader, which is none. So all we did was change the tab stop position to 3.75, click Set, and click OK. Now we're going to move on to step 7, and we want to go up to the profile. You could use Control Home to get to the top of your document, or you can scroll up as I did. Select the text in the profile paragraph, and we're going to go again to the Layout tab. And on the Layout tab in the indent, we're going to change the indent for the left to 0.25 and the indent for the right to 0.25. And press Enter. And that just indents and highlights that text a little bit. Step 8 tells us to save the document, so I click the Save button. You could also go to File and click Save. Step 9, we're going to go back to the File tab, and we're going to insert the title into the document properties. On the info, the properties is on the right, and where it says Add a Title, we're going to type in Rochelle Wilkinson. And I need to capitalize that. And press Enter. Use the arrow button on the upper left to go back to our file. And in step 10, we're going to insert a header. So click on Insert, go to Header and Footer, go to Header, and use the drop down to select Edit Header. Then we're going to insert the title that we just entered. So go to Insert within the Header and Footer tools, Document Info, and we're going to insert the document title. And notice it comes up and says Rochelle Wilkinson. Use your right arrow key to get out of this field. Just click it one time and then you'll see it stays right where it is, but you can't see the box around the item, so we're not editing it any longer. Step 11, we're going to put in our page number. Hit Tab twice, type in the word page and a space. Then we're going to go to the quick parts. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to go to page number on the far left and current position, and we're going to select plain number, which is at the very top of our list. Then type a space, the word of, and another space. And then we're going to go to quick parts, and we want to find the field. So I go down to field. We want to find the field called num pages. And there it is. And I click OK. The last thing I'm going to do is I realize I don't need Rochelle Wilkinson twice on page 1. So I'm going to go to Options in my Header and Footer tools and click Different First Page. So now my page header does not show up on the first page, it only shows up on the second page. You can either click the Close Header and Footer tools, or you can click in the body of the document. Well, it's not letting me click in the body of the document to get rid of it. So then you'll see that your header shows up on page 2 and says page 2 of 2. Step 12 tells us to save the document. Step 13, we're going to put in a bulleted list. So we're going to go up to the section, the paragraph below Loomis, California in the head teacher section. And in the left margin, select all of that text. Go to Bullets in the paragraph box on the Home tab. Define new bullet. Click Symbol. And we want the diamond symbol. Notice that the font says Symbol. If it doesn't, you can use the drop down to get there. And I happen to see the diamond here, so I can click on it. If I don't see it in my choices, I can come down and type in the character code 168 in the dialog box that opens up, and then I click OK and click OK again. And now I have nice diamond bullets. I'm going to use the Format Painter by double-clicking on it with that text selected and apply it to all of the paragraphs within the experience and education sections. Then I turn my Format Painter off. We're now on step 15, and I'm going to turn on my paragraph and tabs and spacing by clicking on this show hide that is a little paragraph marker. And you can see what happens is I now see the little arrows that are tabs and the paragraph markers. And if you look very closely, you can see dots between each word. Those are spaces. And I want to insert a page break before education. Put my cursor in front of education, insert, page break. Notice that it now says page break. I could also do that on the Layout tab by going to Breaks. I'm going to go back to Home and turn my paragraph markers off and move on to step 16. Click on the Design tab. On the far left is the Themes button, and the theme that I want to select is Ion. The themes control your colors and fonts that are available to you. So once we've selected a theme, we can go to Colors and select Red. Step 17, we're going to go to the very top of the first page and select Rochelle Wilkinson. Go to Home, Styles, and select the title style. And use the center button to center that text. We're also going to center the text of the address, phone number, and email address by clicking Center. Oh, I forgot to change Rochelle Wilkinson to 20 point instead of 28. You can either use the drop down or type in 20. I'm going to save what I have and apply headings. We're still on step 17 to Profile, the Styles, Heading 1 style, and I'm going to apply that same style by using the Format Painter, double click, to all my main headings: Experience, Education, Skills, and References. Back at the top of my document, I'm going to select Head Teacher, turn off my Format Painter, select Head Teacher, and apply the Heading 2 style. Double click my Format Painter, apply that same style to Nanny, Teaching, and California State University. And when I look at that, I turn off my format painter, but when I look at that, these are a little too close together. So I can click any one of my heading 1, and I'm going to change the before paragraph spacing to give it a little more space before it. I can go to the line and paragraph spacing in the paragraph box, go to the drop down and line spacing options, and I'm going to change that before from 12 point to 16 point and click OK. And you may be used to going in and changing that on every item. Instead, what I'm going to do is go to Styles, right-click on that heading 1, and update heading 1 to match the selection. And that will change all of the heading 1s to have that little bit of extra space. Then I'm going to select a heading 2 item, and I'm going to change the font size to 11. And again, go to Styles, right-click on heading 2, and update heading 2 to match the selection. And click Save. So now all my heading 1 and heading 2 are changed just a little bit from what I did. We're on step 20, and we're going to use the Find and Replace. Go to Editing and select Replace. And I'm going to move that dialog box down so I can see it on my screen. Find, put in a hyphen. Click in Replace With and click More. And again, I'm going to move my box up so you can see it. I want to replace Special down at the bottom in the center. And what I want to replace it with is an in dash. Now I'm going to move this box a little bit out of the way, and I'm going to click Find Next. And you want to put it only between the dates. So I'm going to replace it between September 2009 and May 2012. The next place that it shows up is Dean's List. I'm moving my box around, so I'm going to replace that as well. Then it shows up in Problem Solving, and I'm going to skip that and go Find Next. And it says, do you want to continue from the beginning? What I'm trying to do is find it. So I don't want to change hands-on. So I'm going to click Find Next. I do want to click Replace for October 2014 and January 2011 and February 2010. And I'm just going to click Find Next. It says they're finished. So I'm going to close this, and I'm finished with my replace, and I click Save. We're on step 21. And we're going to add some borders and shading. So I'm going to click anywhere in my document to deselect the text that I have selected. And we're going to go up here to the very top of our document and select the paragraph after profile. And on the Home tab, in the paragraph section, I'm going to click the borders. It's the one that looks a little bit like a window pane, and go all the way down to borders and shading. Select shadow in the setting. Make sure that the style is a solid line. The color we're going to select is dark red accent 1. It's the first red one in the theme colors. The width is a 1/2 point. If you don't have the right color, that means you don't have the right theme and color. You see in the preview that it shows blue. It's going to put that border all the way around my paragraph. I'm going to click Options, and this shows the spacing. And I want to change the spacing to 2 point, so I just use the up arrow for both the top and the bottom. I'm not changing the left and the right, but I am changing the top and the bottom. I click OK. Now I'm going to add some shading by clicking on the Shading tab at the top. Change the fill color to white, background 1, darker 5%. It's just going to give it a little bit of a shadow. And again, you can see my preview applied to the paragraph and click OK. So we made that profile just stand out a little bit. We're going to go down to page 2, and we want to add a bottom border to the heading. So I double click in the heading, go to the select that line, go to the Home tab and my borders and shading, the little window pane, and click bottom border. And notice that just puts a bottom border underneath Rochelle Wilkinson. And I double click to get out of my header. Step 23, we're going to put in hyperlinks. So select rochellew@gmail.com, click Insert, go to Links, Insert Link, and we want to insert a link to email address. And that changes our screen. And we want to type in the text to display Rochelle W @gmail.com. And in the email address, we're going to type that same thing. And I want you to notice that that puts in a mail to. I didn't type that, it automatically put that in. Then we're going to click on Screen Tip and type in email Rochelle. Click OK and click OK. And what that does is it makes it a hyperlink, and when I hover over it, it actually says email Rochelle. So just a little bit fancier. We're on step 24. Go all the way down to the bottom of your document on page 2 in the in the references section, and select California State University, Chico. On the Insert tab, click Links and Insert Link. And this is going to be an existing file or web page. And we're going to put in the email address www.csuchico.edu. Then we're going to click on Screen Tip. And we're going to type California State University, Chico. And click OK. Then click Target Frame. And from the drop-down, New Window, click the checkbox that's set as default for all hyperlinks. Click OK. And again, if I hover over this, it says, and I actually put in the wrong text, so I need to edit that. So I'm going to go back to Links, Link, Insert Link, and I need to change my screen tip to say CSU Chico website. And click OK, and click OK. And I hover over CSU Chico website. Now I'm going to show you a really easy way to put in hyperlinks for email addresses. Put your cursor at the end of the email address in the left column and press the space bar. It automatically knows that it's an email address and it sets it up as an email hyperlink. Do the same thing for the email address on the right and click Save. The last thing that we do before we turn our assignment in, scroll up to the top of the document and take a look at how it looks so far. Put your cursor at the top. I always go to Review and spell check the document. Notice it shows me one spelling issue, which is going to be okay, so I'm going to ignore all. I have no grammatical issues. The very last thing, File, Print, and I can actually see what my document's going to look like. I have 2 pages. I compare that to the final result that I'm looking for and save it, close it, and turn it in. Thank you for reviewing this video. Have a wonderful day.